Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly for pricing. My email is tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 2022 release. This is the Grand Seiko Elegance Collection Handwound SBGW285, the Byoka or End of Summer Special. It is part of the Elegance collection, which harks back to the original 1960 3180 Grand Seiko, the very first of the line. And this is a very classically sized, proportioned, and detailed dress watch. In stainless steel, it is 37.3 millimeters in diameter. It's 12.1 millimeters thick. It's 44.3 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip, with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see it wears beautifully. This would wear well on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters circumference, making it suitable for a man or a woman. And again, it is a very traditional mid-20th century dress watch size. The timepiece is flat enough, though not super thin. It has a little bit of a sloped case flank and a domed bezel and crystal to match that would allow a cuff to slide up over the side of it. Over the top, you can see the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, even with the strap pulled taut. It has a lovely, large, round-scale alligator leather straps. That is a cut of gator skin rarely seen on luxury watches. It's opulent with a little bit of bolstering to give it thickness, and it's a bonded strap. So the calfskin on the bottom is adhesively bonded to the gloss green alligator leather on the top, so there's no stitching. It's a seamless, clean, upscale look. Because this is a vintage-inspired Grand Seiko, we have the vintage Grand Seiko logo on the buckle itself. And then we have the case, which includes the long arcing lugs broken out from the case band, the rounded case profile, the shallow bezel, and the dramatically domed crystal of the original 1960 Grand Seiko product. Now, what we have here is a sapphire that's designed to look like a plexiglass, but it pulls off the act with that wonderfully cambered profile, which is not cheap to acquire in a sapphire form. We also have strap tool holes in the end of the lugs. Grand Seiko, even today, expects that you might want to swap straps, and of course, back in the early 60s, it was de rigueur. Now, we also have polishing on the case. This is the famed tin plate Zaratsu black polish that Grand Seiko practices using spinning tin plates on Zalitz machines. They create a mirrored finish, and this art of mirror polishing with Zalitz machine tin plates takes about 3 years to master, making this a true hand-finished watch, something you will rarely find of European-made watches in this price point. Now, the watch has a lovely green rustic dial. It has a wonderful granular profile, deep green. Byoka, the end of summer in Japan, think late August, early September, and everything is still very green and lush. We have a no date, no power reserve, perfectly balanced dial, and Grand Seiko dials jointly with Rolex really are the best in the luxury class. So you can see that the individual indices are micro-faceted and very precisely at that. The same treatment is lavished on the hands at center, which are Dauphine style, and then faceted down their center for better contrast against the dark base. The logo GS is applied, and it's been satinated for a more muted contrast with the dial. These components are made by hand and then placed by hand, so this is inside and out a handmade watch. Flip it over to the reverse side, you have the manufactured caliber 9S64. It's a manual wind. You can see the silk-screened Grand Seiko vintage logo over it on the sapphire. The movement is a manual wind with a 3-day power reserve. It beats away at 4 hertz or 8 beats per second. Pivots on 24 joules. It does have a stop seconds function, so you can set it to a reference time. It has a patented Grand Seiko micrometric adjustment system, so it can be adjusted quite precisely in 6 positions, which is 1 more than a standard Swiss chronometer. Moreover, the watch is rated to timing of +5 -3 seconds per 24 hours. Remember, a chronometer is +6 -4, so this goes even a little bit above that. It's water resistant down to 30 meters, which is dress watch standard. All of this made in Japan. A watchmaker crafted movement that will be watchmaker serviced and adjusted when the time comes. You could see that it is beautifully blazoned with broad stripes, a lovely dished and bright polished ratchet wheel, and then we have black polished screw heads. You'll also appreciate the fact that everything is made in-house, right down to the shock protection spring that's used, even the lubricants made in-house. This is a fully integrated manufacturer. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for pricing.